Alright, let me see what's going on with some of the comments, because I'd be chatting. Someone said they're going extinct. That's actually interesting you should mention, because I'm sure many of us will know about the negative birth rates and things of that nature. Did you know that there was an article that was released within the last couple of years, and it was talking about Ireland, and the people of Ireland are said to be at such a negative birth rate that by 2050 they will not be able to recover. They're saying, okay, that the birth rate is so poor and people are leaving Ireland at such a quick rate and mating with non-Irish people that by 2050 they won't be here. They won't exist anymore. Which is crazy. So I'm rolling my dumplings now, by the way, guys. I seen somebody ask something that I thought was interesting. Oh, yeah, I just started hearing about that, and that's why they banned abortion. Oh, you see, I'd never considered that. I'd never considered why, other than religious reasons, would it be that they would ban, you know, something which seems to be, you know, something which allows people to have the freedom of choice over their body. Now, I'm not the type of person who's going to get into the rights and wrongs of whether abortion's right or wrong, because you know what? Man's a man, have no fucking choice, have no say in the matter. Unless it was my child, of course. Of course. But, somebody said, can you explain the word how the word negus came about? So, negus was the word that was given to the king or the emperor of Ethiopia. Their full title would be the Negus Nagast, the King of Kings, right? Interestingly, the title King of Kings was a title that was first used in ancient Kemet. Again, just showing you about cultural continuity, right? Now, Negus, as I said, stands for king, and it is the, I'm not sure if it's Tigrinya, I'm not sure if it's Amharic, or if it's, no, it's Ge'ez. What am I talking about? It's in Ge'ez. And as non-Ethiopians were coming in, they began bastardizing the word negus, yeah, to niga, nger. And then it began to be used as a derogatory term. Now, I can't tell you specific dates, and I can't tell you, you know, specific times when that happened. But I will also add that there is a very high chance that it was not the word negus that was bastardized into the word nigger. I actually think it was the word negro that got bastardized into the word nigger. Now, being very, very real, as somebody who studies history, you know, I've always wanted to find out what the best name to call us as African people is, because we know that despite the fact that we refer to ourselves as black is a political term, okay? It's been heavily politicized. Of course, there is nowhere on the map that is black land. Okay, Kemet, of course, used to be called the black community or the black land, but Kemet doesn't exist anymore. So there is nowhere black for us to go back to. Okay. So I've always been interested in finding out, you know, well, what do we call ourselves? You know, how do we address ourselves? And one of the earliest words that we have anthropologically for us as African people is actually Negro. And it originates from a group of people in Africa called the Negrita. Okay, the Negrita. And they were a Bantu branch of people. So from Negrita, the English version was negro, which actually came from Spanish. We are not Moors. We are Moors. We are not Moors. Moors, and here's the funny thing. Moors were many different types of people. There was not one group of Moors. There were Moors that came out of many different places. And to be even more specific, the word Moor is a descriptive word. It's an adjective. It describes something that is brown, black. Again, it's literally just another word for black or brown. There is no Moor. There is no place called Moor or Moorland. A lot of Moors like to say that you're talking about Mauritania. No, unfortunately, there were people there that came out of there. But you are not from Mauritania unless you have that genetic code that you say that says you are from Mauritania. Moors, like I said, were many groups of different types of people. Some came from and hailed out of different places. Some came from Senegal, some came from Togo, some come from where we call Ouagadougou, which is ancient Ghana. Like some of them come from, you know, Mauritania. Some of them come from the Libya areas. Some of them come from Damascus. Some of them come from Jerusalem. Moors were also Arabs too. Some Moors didn't get on with other Moors. The Almoravids didn't like the Almohads. You know? So we aren't Moors. We are Moor, as in we are brown, but we are not Moors. You understand? Ooh, my food looking good now, you know. Thoughts on King James III or King John III? I'm not sure. You'd have to kind of be a bit more specific about what he did or what he didn't do or whatever. There's a whole heap of them Johns. At least 3 of them, apparently. If that word is Spanish, how is it African origin? What, Negrita? Because Negrita comes from another word. And I can't actually... The best thing to do, so check this. You can go onto Google, type in 100 amazing facts about the Negro, J.A. Rogers. And you'll have the answer perfectly put in front of you. Because I was spitting it verbatim. Ah, boy. Alright, let me give you a little update on the food and what's going on over here now. So we have, you know, the kidney beans in there, potatoes, spring onions, the lentils. I put my spinners in there now. The only thing that I need to do next is these. Slapping my spinach and all of them things there. If you're not eating your greens, you will not fulfill your dreams. Jeez. Hey, call Diddy and get me a record deal. Did you hear that? I said if you don't eat your greens,
You won't fulfill your dreams. Jeez. Hey, hey. Boy. But yeah, I just added some spinach, some fine beans, some sugar snap peas. And then basically I let it settle. I let it settle. Alright.
But you know, what else can we speak about, guys? Because, you know, I could talk for days. Put that on a t-shirt. Put what on a t-shirt? So I've been kind of basic today. I'm not gonna lie. I used Jamaican jerk seasoning. I use hot chili. Always a dash of turmeric. And black pepper. Oh, I also put some all seasoning in there too. But yeah, man, you know, tonight was all about engaging in conversations which aren't necessarily revolving around what's been going on in the current day and age right now, because you know what, like, it's hectic. And like I said, I'm quite a solid person, not like fighting, although I can swing. I'm saying like spiritually, mentally, emotionally, I'm a solid person and I don't really get affected by many things like that. But over the last few days, I have found myself becoming affected. I have found my motivation levels for things outside of focusing on this have been very difficult. So I'm somebody who works for myself. I've got multiple businesses online and physical things that I have to keep on top of and teams that I have to keep on top of. And I have found it extremely difficult at times to keep on top of things that I need to do. So for those people right now who are still going to work on the front line, who also have children, who also have the whole entire other parts of their lives to deal with, who are also dealing with this, I respect you, I appreciate you, and I hope that you are doing everything that you possibly can at every given moment to give yourself the rest and relaxation and mental break that you need to take the breath and to just remove the stress that you know that's being accumulated from this, because you would be lying to me to say that it doesn't affect you. And if you really aren't affected by this, like I said at the start, at the beginning of the other live stream, you need to go and see a counselor, because there's something not right. But yeah, so what can I talk to you about that makes me happy at the moment? It makes me really happy to know that me and my boy Shaka have been working extremely hard over the last, say, 12 months, and even longer, to be honest with you, but let's say 12 months to work on a plan with the sisters that we work with in the east of Congo to develop a new orphanage for the kids that we look after there. And it's recently been, like, we've recently given the green light and given the all funds up for a building project that we're gonna start. So we've got all of the architectural plans, we've had the CGI renderings, we've got the builders come in and look at the land and assess and survey and quantify everything. We've been given a price. We've got the money. We've been working so hard over the last 12 to kind of 18 months that we don't even now have to come to you as the people and say, yo guys, do you want to donate to this project because we're going to do this? We decided that it's no longer about charity. Charity is great and it's great to do great things, but it's not sustainable. So now we're building businesses which the profits are going into investing into these things to ensure that the children of the next generation, children in the areas of the world who are not getting the attention, love and appreciation that they deserve, are now being given the infrastructure that is necessary for them to use as a springboard to catapult themselves into the modern day and age so that they can engage their genius into this world. Because I'm telling you now, yeah, just because because these kids are out in Bomberclark hills and valleys and don't have access to the internet, don't mean that these kids ain't smart. These kids, yeah, are smarter than me. I'll tell you straight. Because they're universally connected. I'm smart because I got access to the internet. These kids are smart because they got access to the universe, blood. Like, these youths are naturally speaking 3 languages. Obviously, they have to be taught them, but their brains retaining it like it's nothing. But they haven't got Udemy, they haven't got the Khan Academy, they haven't got Duolingo. They've got a blackboard and somebody with some patience and a piece of chalk. There's people learning coding with no electricity. How are you learning to code with no computer? Because it's by any means necessary. I've said this once and I'll say this again. Creativity doesn't come from the middle class. Creativity, excellence, brilliance, and genius does not come from the middle. I said genius, excellence, and brilliance and genius does not come from the middle class. It comes from the hood. It comes from the street. It comes out of necessity. It comes out of struggle. That's why, yeah, check this. Millionaires and billionaires who leave their wealth to their families typically go on to waste their money. Because it's not because they don't know how to spend money. It's because they don't have the drive and hunger like their parents did to get out of that original situation in the first place. And there is few places on the earth which have less opportunities for the people to thrive than the Democratic Republic of Congo. So I'm extremely happy to be able to stand here and say, you know what, me and the team have done great because we're now going to put infrastructure in a place where this infrastructure is not supposed to exist. If it were for the people who continually drive this earth into the ground, this infrastructure would not exist there, which means these people would never have this opportunity, which means these people would never have the ability to express themselves in a way which is beneficial to the rest of the world, which means the rest of the world would never ever be gifted and never ever be blessed with the contributions to the world by this place. And I'm gassed and I'm happy that I'm going to be part of something that's going to bring forth that. What are you happy about? What Wagwan for you? What are you happy about? And Rastas to be glorified Christians. Now, I've grown up a Christian. I went to a school in a convent. So I know what it's like to be Christian. Man's read the Bible. Man's been read the Bible. People read the Bible to me. Man went to Bible studies. I went to church every week. Man's been baptized and confirmed. Like, I've been through that whole process. So why would I jump from one ship into another ship that's going to the same place? However, I will give credit where credit is due, because there can be no denying that within every culture and every philosophy there are great things that exist. As within Rastafari, there are amazing things that exist. Livity, Itau living. You see, now this is the thing though, when people think about Rasta, they never want to mention the Itau living, because that requires a dedication for you to stick to something that is outside of the cultural or accepted norm. That means you have to stop eating meat. That means you have to stop eating dairy. That means you have to stop perpetuating genocidal consumerism. And because you're not ready to, because not you personally, but because a lot of people aren't ready to acknowledge that, they don't want to look at that aspect of Rasta. They just want to look at the fact that you can smoke ganja and you grow locks and you walk with a little bops and you have a little bit of swagger and that. But that ain't what Rasta's about. Rasta's about what's in your heart. You don't even need to have dreadlocks to be a Rasta. Some of the people that have kicked the most Rasta knowledge to me have not had locks. You know? So there's all of these different layers and aspects. And I'll tell you another thing that irks me about Rastafari as well. One of my good friends, she travelled all of the way to Shashamane as a lover of Rasta culture. But she was on her period when she got there, and she got told that she couldn't enter Shashamane. So you want to tell me that this culture of upliftment and vitality and upliftment and empowerment and sees women as equal, but women can't be around you when they're on their natural cycle? That don't make a lick of sense to me. And that there comes from their pseudo-Christian connection. Sorry, someone tried to call me again. That comes down to their connection with Christianity and the demonization of the feminine figure. And if anybody wants to stand here and try to tell me that the Bible and Christianity doesn't demonize women, I will let you say everything you want to say, and then I will hit you with fact after fact after fact after fact after fact after fact. The most important one though, because I don't like to say things and not leave any kind of information on it, but I'll give you a piece of fact, right? This is why we know that Christianity don't mess with women, right? This is the Ankh. The Ankh was one of the main symbols of the Nile Valley. The Nile Valley is obviously ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt's spiritual practice is the blueprint for modern day religion. Particularly Christianity, is it's the easiest one to see. This is the main symbol of the Egyptian spiritual system. The main symbol of the Christian spiritual system is this, the cross. Yeah? The Ankh has three symbols. It has this bit, the male part, this part, the female part, and then this part, the womb, the child part. So when you put all three together, you have man, female, child. When you look at the Christian cross, you don't have the female aspect anymore. The female aspect has been removed. From time that the divine symbolic representation of the female has been removed from your sacred doctrine, it's a wrap. Now, there's bare ways that I could get it in with this information here, to be honest with you. But, you know, I wanted to make you feel good, innit? I don't want to talk about sexism and patriarchy and all of the things that are going to make you go to sleep feeling negative. And I want to speak about some good things. Where did I get converted? Wow. Wow, you dirty piece of shit. You disgusting, horrible, jankro, dirty little Ross. Who are you talking to about jail? You nasty, Listen, people like you, yeah, really get on my nerves. Because it is disgusting preconceived notions like that that make black people fucking hate non-black people. Because you're disgusting. You're treating us like we're animals. Like what? Because I'm brown, I deserve to be in some kind of cage. Are you stupid, blood? Don't piss me off today. I know serious hackers will hack your account and they'll start sending messages to your mom. About where did I learn my knowledge in jail. Are you silly? Are you silly? Do you understand? Make me stir my food, man. Eject yourself from the conversation before I have to find you and kick you out myself, man. At least that way you have some time, you know, to maybe stay on my account. Because I will block you to bumble. You can't say things like that. Are you stupid? Imagine that. You're intellectual, therefore you must have had to spend time in extreme solitude for you to put time in and be educated. Black people go to college, go to school and go to university and things like that too, you know. In fact, just so you know, it was actually a black lady, a black woman, who actually created the first ever accepted university. So we literally gave the idea of institutional education to the rest of the world. It's been a little while still. It's been a little while since somebody want to come try a little something still. Blood clot, no man. Hey, everybody can catch all of my energy in it. Because you know what? I don't just speak for me. I don't just speak for me. I'm sure that I'm not the only black person in this conversation. And therefore I speak for every other black person in this conversation who has also been stereotypicized, if that's even a word. I speak for every unborn black child in the world who is going to potentially walk into ignorance like this. Because I need them to know that anytime that you're about to say something ignorant like that, you're going to get your head bit off. And you can only get your head bit off so many times. You understand? So now next time an ignorant thought like that runs through her mind, hopefully she'll have a little panic attack and she'll be like, I shouldn't say that because I might get yammed. You get me? You get me? Also as well, you know, if anybody who's watching this is surprised by my reaction, I also want to throw it out there and be extremely clear when I say this. I never told you that I was that conscious youth. You get me? I never told you that I was that brother. I never told you that I was that guy. You assumed that. You don't know where I'm from. You don't know what we used to do back in the day. Like, we ain't gonna say too much, but like, nah, you can't. It's not cool like that. You would never say that to my face. But, you know, what Muhammad, oh gosh, we're not going to talk about religion anymore, innit? We're not going to talk about religion because I think that right now, if we're going to do anything, is we're going to talk about positive things. Somebody said that you never see me get vexed. That's true still. My people who know me know that I get vexed. I get vexed every day. I get vexed every day, yo. I'll be like, yo, Shax, have you seen this, bruv? I'm like, Mom, somebody said this to me on my Instagram. I'm only joking. I don't really complain to my mumsy. Focus on the positive. What other positive things can I tell you then? I tell you what's great. I tell you what's beautiful and positive right about now. I love the fact that you guys, I like the fact that you guys ride with me. You get me? I love the fact that you guys ride with me. Because you know what? I ride with you too, you know. I'm telling you. Anybody who has ever met me, who in here has actually met me? You already don't know what the vibe is when you meet me, innit? Like, it's the same thing, innit? What's my favorite crystal? My two favorite crystals right here. Oh, there she is. I can, boom. Boom, bye, bye, in a batty boy head. She's gone. She's gone. Good night. Boom. Yeah, listen, I love that you guys ride with me, because I'll always ride with you, innit? My favorite crystal, this one here is called Sugalite. This one is called Moldavite. Sugalite is a crystal that I only ever got introduced to for the first time last year. And check this. Let me give you another reason to be let me give you a reason to be a little bit annoyed. So Sugalite is a crystal which is exclusively found in South Africa. And it might be found in a few other little areas as well, but it's mainly found in South Africa. And whilst I was there, the shop that I shop at introduced me to it, and I was buzzing. I touched it and I could feel the energy. And as he started explaining to me what the crystal does, I was like, raw, that's for me. It helps stimulate learning. It's for your intuition. It is also a crystal which helps bring balance to all of your chakras. So I like stones that are all for balance. Yeah. But when he said that it's for learning, I was like, yeah, blow. And then Moldavite is actually a meteorite stone. It came to Earth maybe, I think, something like 60 or 70,000 years ago, and it landed in the Czech Republic. And there is only a finite amount of it left, which is why it's better to get your Moldavite sooner rather than later, because the longer you leave it, the more expensive it gets. But Moldavite is such a strong crystal that some people, when they touch it, particularly non-melanated people, when they touch Moldavite, their cheeks flare up because it's such a powerful stone. Of course, you know, melanated people, brown people, we don't blush. So, you know, you can't see it on our faces, but we can feel it. What else? Crystals, I think, crystals are something which more and more people need to use in their day-to-day lives, because they're so powerful. Like, people would say, oh, crystals, they're not real. They don't do nothing. What do you mean? Crystals don't have no powers, but crystals are used in things like remote controls, circuit boards, memory cards, a lot of different electrics. So it's just like, okay, so you don't want to acknowledge that crystals have an electro or energetic frequency, but science wants to acknowledge that crystals have an energetic frequency and an electric and a function. So you don't want to acknowledge it, but science wants to acknowledge it. Okay, them ones there. Gang, I'm about to fry my plantain in it. Boom, bye, bye, in a boom. What else? Who else? What else we got going in the thing right now? Where do I get my crystals from in the UK? I actually personally only buy my crystals from places where I see. So like if I physically go past a shop or I see somebody like who sells them and I see something that I like, then I will buy them. I personally, I'm not a very patient person. I don't like waiting for things. So when I order things online, I need it to be there the next day. I also have a whole heap of crystals on my website, the vegan gift shop. But let me be very honest and very clear with this. At the moment, whilst all of this madness has been going on, I'm not trying to sell anything to anybody. You've noticed, you've not seen me promoting the vegan gift shop. You're not seeing me promoting you, sir. Not seen me promoting any of the books, any of the businesses, because now is not the time that you need your people to be selling shit to you. And believe me, if we wanted to, We could have made a whole heap of money. Whole heap of money, you know, selling masks, sanitizer gel, all of them things there. But no, that's not cool. If you consider me any form of influencer, do not allow me to influence you into making silly decisions at silly points in time. Make sure, hold me accountable to ensuring I'm delivering the information which is relevant and pertinent to you being able to continue to empower yourself. If I'm not doing that, then there's no point you being along riding with me in it. If I stop doing that, then you can stop riding with me in it. Now, I have a whole minute left, and then I'll have been here for 2 hours. I'm going to show you my food that's going to get yammed. This is what I made whilst we've been eating. I'm just waiting for my plantain to finish. Boom. But I'll save the lives so you can tune in and watch them back at another time and all of them things there. But gang, enjoy the rest of your evening tonight. You get me? Stay safe, stay blessed.